All right, I'm on hole number 9 of the Skyline Cup tournament in Monday's practice round of the rookie division. Excuse me. Go to Golf Clash Notebook and check out hole number 9. Okay, so we save our good balls during the week, during one-on-one play, for holes just like this. Because draw a line from the tee box to the green, okay, which is somewhere out in that area. That means we have to start off on the right and move everything back to the left in order to get ourselves up here to the green. I mean, it is way up there. So we need to get out into this area. So if you get from the first shadow to about right here, somewhere in this range right here, you're going to have to go off of this island right here and bounce it over. So looking at what kind of topspin you'd need if you're laying it up out into this area, you could probably get it down with a Guardian, but minimally, because it's only got a couple topspins. So if you're shooting out into this area, if you've got a higher level sniper, you can use a sniper to bounce over from here, and you have tons of topspin. Big dog, even from back here, you're probably still going to be shooting off of this, but it has tons of topspin, and you'll be able to work it over to the green side pretty easily. If you can get up into where you're somewhere from, the upper part of this shadow up into this area, if you're in this area, you can probably just barely reach over to the other side. And now you can really work it. So the goal is to get where this little teeny shadow comes off of the big shadow right here. This little area right here, that's my target zone. I know if I'm in that target zone right there and I bring a sniper, that I can start the sniper off on this side and I can work it towards the hole. Now when you're coming towards the green here, from experience, there's two ways to do it. The bottom part, you can kind of draw a line through the green. The bottom part down here is flat, and the top part up here all has this little angle going towards the hole, where it's all feeding down towards the hole in this direction. So when you're coming at the green, you have two choices. You can try and work your ball guide. If you bring a club that's got good ball guide, that's why I'm bringing a sniper. You can try and work your ball guide so that it follows that curve and comes down to the hole. Or you can stay lower down here and you can try and bring it straight into the hole. I'm going to try and do this lower line. I'm going to do right on that transition where I'm not really using as much of this, but I'm trying to go as straight to the hole as possible. When you start engaging the hill here and you start involving gravity, because now it's sloping down the hill, then speed's going to become a big factor. If you hit it too fast, it'll blow through that. If you hit it too slow, it'll pick up more, gravity will affect it more, and you tend to miss the hole a little more often. But we're going for Albie here. So it's one shot at a time. The first goal is to achieve this area right here. Now, if you're trying to go farther out and you end up in the rough out here, you can make this if you've got good recovery clubs. You can make the shot where you can bounce over and you can still get on even if you're in the rough up here. So if you're going for the big long shot up here, then you're going to definitely be able to get over. And you're going to be able to get over and up closer where maybe a Guardian will help you, because you can you can stop it right at the hole. And if you end up in the rough, you can still get on from the rough way up here in the front. Now the landing zone down here is key. Most people I see play this, they're shooting in the tournament. We typically have wind that's blowing in a forward direction. And they're going to try, and most people, their red line's going to be like right in here, and they're using the wind and some overpower to try and get a landing zone here so that they can run up and they can get that far up shot. So we're having to put a lot of side spin and a lot of curl in order to do this, but you're landing your ball in the narrowest part of the entire fairway. And if you miss this shot, great, especially to the left, you're going to end up clipping this rough and dribbling out here. Now, you may end up dribbling out into the fairway, but you can't get on from there. Or you hit a great to the right, and your landing starts off good, but then from that point on, it ends up going more towards the rough over here. What I want to do is start in this spot right here, where I can get forward a little bit more, and I have more green around me. The ball guide's shooting off in this direction right here, so I'm going to have to put curl on it. That's why I'm going to have to bring a 3 side spin ball. I want as much side spin going to the left, and I want as much curl going to the left, and try and bring it back to the fairway. But my landing area out here while it ends up being a little bit short of what you could achieve if you went in the lower part, you know, like I may be here and they were down here. That's why on my final run, my best shot's going to be somewhere up in this area, whereas if you went the other way, your best shot's going to be somewhere up in this area. The deal is that down here I have a much bigger room for error. So I can hit the ball greater to the left or the right, and I'm still going to be able to get up towards this. A perfect shot puts me out here, you know, like right in maybe this area. A great shot to the right puts me right in the thing. So I'm going to bring an extra mile, and unfortunately I'll have to use a kingmaker because I need all of that side spin, but we need all of the distance in order to get into the hole. Let's go grab our stuff first. Extra mile, sniper. This should be the only two things I need, and a kingmaker. Extra mile, sniper, kingmaker. Now, I haven't played this hole in a long time, but I know from playing this hole in the past that this landing area up here is, you want to make sure that you give yourself enough room in this landing area that you can hit a great to the left or the right and still end up in the fairway on the other end. And it carries a little bit longer. It carries probably at least a good 20% farther than what it looks like. So we have a 3.9. That's basically a 4 wind. So it basically is carrying 4.8. So on an extra mile, that's eking towards 2.5 rings. So we want to make sure that when I'm down here and I'm setting it up that I'm giving myself a good 2.5 rings of distance. Now you can see our opponent's doing exactly what I was talking about. They're trying to squeeze the gap right here and use the wind to their advantage on a max overpower shot. And I don't think they went far enough, and they hit it great to the left, which helped them. If they'd hit that perfect, you can see where they landed, and that's excellent. And they overshot it. And I'm not sure, and that's right in the zone where we're trying to hit, where I'm trying to hit. Okay, see, I can start off here, and I know the wind's going to push me forward about 2.5 rings. I'm not going to do any overpower whatsoever. I'm just trying to hit it out there and hit it perfect and not clip the rough right there, and just bring it back out to the fairway and roll up towards that shadow. So I'm in the lower part of the deal, so if I would have hit that great to the right, I'd be up there more towards that little shadow that's sticking out. If I'm great to the left, I'm even further in from where I'm at, but I'm in my zone. And I didn't have to do any overpower. I didn't have to do anything special, and I was in an area where I could have hit it great to the left or the right and still been fine. I like the consistency of that shot much better than trying to do the overpower into that neck. And I'm taking that rough quite a bit out of play. Let's see if I have enough distance here, just enough to get over. I want to go straight at it. So we're at max club here, so we're at 3.5. Okay, this is an Albie shot. Had an alarm going off. Hit it great to the left. And it went great to the left. You can see how that hillside engages. So if you're using the hillside and trying to drop down the hillside, you can see how much it engages the ball. So your speed that you come in there is going to be super critical. You'll have to have absolutely the perfect speed coming in order for the gravity to work the gravity as well as the wind. Whereas if you try and come straighter in at it on the bottom where it's flat and you come right at the hole, it's a little more predictable. Even in the spot that they're in right there, if you start at the bottom and then you put on left-hand side spin to curl it back up the hill towards the hole, you might have a better shot of making that. It's tough coming down that hill. It's not that you can't make it coming down the hill, but it's definitely a tough shot. You can see how much it drops right there. Just a little teeny shot like that, how much it drops, and it'll continue to roll once you engage that hill. Let's see where this puts us. Birdie. And we will go for the par. Triple putt it. So I know hole number 9 is like, it looks on paper like it's a super, man, that scares me. Hopefully all these people will continue to play up the scale. I don't want to qualify today for sure. So on this hole, and this was a great example with my opponent hitting into that neck. So if you want to hit into that neck, you're going to have to use overpower in order to get down in there, and you're going to have to use the wind. And so it's a tricky shot when you're coming down in here. If you bring a 3-power ball and an extra mile, and it's probably going to take, I'm not sure where the extra mile gets its last stuff, but I would think at least probably a level 6, maybe a level 7 extra mile will get you over this area over here without any overpower at all. If you've got probably like a level 5 or maybe a level 6, you're right here is your red line, and the wind is just pushing you out into it. That's fine. You still don't have to use any overpower. Just bring your ball up. You can see how much curl I had. I hit that shot perfect, and I ended up right here. So if I'd hit it great to the right, I'd ended up right here. If I'd hit it great to the left, I'd ended up right here. And so anywhere in this zone where you're along this shadow line, if you're in this area, you're in the zone that I'm looking for, where I can get over with my sniper. And so if I can get over with my sniper, I can get over with my guardian. If I can get over with my guardian, I can get over with my big dog. So I can get over with any of the clubs that are in my wood selection if I can get down into this zone right here. And the goal is not have to work really hard to get into that zone. So my recommendation on this hole is to work this area up here where you're coming out like this, and then engage the curl of your club and your ball, the side spin on your ball, to bring you back into the fairway. And this is another one of those holes. There's a lot of holes in this tournament where you're having to take these blind curl shots. And if you're playing up through the ranks, Tour 5 is a tour that you're going to really have to learn, because it's got the World Link holes, and you're really going to have to learn. It's Greenwich Estate. It's one of the ones that starts with a G, Glen Monarch, or those holes. You're going to learn a lot of these skills of having to hit this curl blind, where all of the side spin on the ball and everything on the ball is still putting you out here into the rough. And so you're not getting a look at what this looks like. You can't achieve this shot unless you move this ball over here and then start putting overpower in order to get to the same area out here. But if we just allow our clubs to do what they can do by using curl, and have faith that even though your ball guide's taking you out here into the wild, you're going to clear this angle by applying that curl, and have faith in that club, then you can end up out into this zone right here, and it's a pretty easy eagle with a serious albatross shot. This shot that you're taking out here that's coming in right there with my sniper, that was a pretty serious albie shot. All right, that was hole number 9 of the Skyline Cup in Monday's qualifying round of the rookie division. Thanks for watching.